Good morning, everyone. We're live today. Happy Monday.
Hold on, I'm going to throw our little Monday intro in.
Hey, everybody, Todd Schroth here with
Betancourt here with Team Betancourt.
Daniel and Todd. Happy Monday, everyone. Daniel, you're full mode today.
Sorry, I got that in there.
That's really fancy.
Yes. Got to get used to throwing those little intros in instead of the countdown.
Thank you, producers. Job well done.
Yes. So happy Monday. We're back to a full work week. We're excited for the week ahead. We were off last Monday, so we got some catch up to do. We were diving into our track program. Last week was listings. The week before was, week before was listings. This prior week was buyers. So I want to talk to you about, what are the key things with getting listings and then how to really do the buyer consults and stuff. So we got a jam-packed 15 minutes here.
Yep, that's right. We covered, this training session that we've had. The 12-week training session has been super comprehensive. It's covering everything that any agent would want to know about building a great real estate business from beginning to end. The program is awesome. Whether you're a beginner or you're a veteran, everybody could use that extra motivation to boost up their business. So this program, because it's a 12-week program, it would also, I think, go really well with the 12-week year program because,
Very true.
This would be awesome. So, and we're going to rerun this 12-week program as soon as this one's over, which is in about 6 weeks. So we're about at the halfway point now.
Yeah, we're at the halfway point, and they're getting into the good stuff right now where it is on lead generation and opportunities, finding those opportunities from your database to the buyers, to the listings, open houses, etc. First 4 weeks is all mindset. My mindset, now let's go make some money, and it's showing us how to do that.
And if you want to sign up, right, because we're doing this as a group. There's about 20 of us in the group. So we're going to do a new group once this one's over 6 weeks from now. So for anyone interested in doing this again with us, just let us know and we'll get you signed up. And because you need materials and you need all that stuff in advance.
Yeah, get it ahead of time so you can get yourself a game plan ahead of time. It always helps versus, hey, it starts on Sunday, so let's order our stuff on Saturday, and it never happens.
Right.
Always a week away.
Yeah. We missed Labor Day last Monday because in acknowledgement of Labor Day. So we're catching up for today. This weekend was September 11th, so condolences to everyone affected by that. That was near and dear to me. Originally from New York, I remember where I was during all that. So I don't know, they should make it a national holiday, but we'll see.
I thought they did, but if they haven't, they need to because it's a huge day for everyone to remember and stuff. And it was kind of cool. Just as a side note, with my son's football game this weekend at Brantley, he's 8th grade. And they had all the kids running through the banner with carrying the American flag. And we had the game on Saturday, so it was perfect timing for all that.
Yeah,
nice way to commemorate that.
Yeah, that's great that you guys did that. I was flying the American flag on the boat. So
there you go. Even better.
So Labor Day week, we covered listings, all about listings from beginning to end, almost everything you'd ever want to know about getting listings and working with sellers. That was a jam-packed week. What do you have, Todd?
So I'll dive into some of the ideas for lead generation. There's 4 things that they talk about in the class, and I'm going to add a 5th that we're starting to do right now. Number 1 is FSBOs, 2 door knocking, 3 circle prospecting, and 4 asking your sphere. And when it comes to lead generation, consistency is the key. It's going to win. Now, the 5th thing that I'm adding in there is that we're starting to do is getting neighborhood data, whether it's weekly or monthly, and go in the neighborhood, Facebook Live, tag the neighborhood as your location, and then it'll track that audience. So you can go in there with, hey, there's 5 homes for sale this week. The average price is $275, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The average pending is this. The average sold is that. Thanks. Have a great day. They call it the market minute. And so you only want to be there for a minute. And literally you could do, a couple of neighborhoods in a day and just drive to the next one. Learn the data real quick, go live, tag yourself there, the next one, go live. And you keep doing that, that'll start generating some, wow, he's constantly in Sable or Sweetwater or Winter Garden or Horizons West or wherever your neighborhood is that you want to focus.
Right. yeah, that's that goes a little bit along with geofarming, but it's spreading a wide net. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So that'll be
what criteria did you say should be covered in that?
What's that?
What criteria did you say?
Oh, just the active pending and sold, and that's it.
Active
and what the average price of each one is. You don't need to get into bedrooms and bathrooms, but get into the price, the active. I guess you can just call it the average price of the actives, the pendings, and the solds. And right now there'd be, hey, I'm going to a listing appointment in a little bit. Hey, there's 2 active listings. There's 1 pending, and there's 7 solds. And then, hey guys, you're interested in selling, I can come back, get you some hard data on what your house is worth. Go to the next community, literally. But you're tagging yourself in the location. So I just started doing some videos in front of my listings. Hey, it's Todd Schroth, blah, blah, blah. We just sold this home for $10,000 over asking price, had 12 offers. We've got 10 buyers that are missing out on this property. If you're thinking about selling, we could potentially already have a buyer for your home. And if it's not your listing, go to your office's listing and do the same thing.
Yeah, it gives you all kinds of opportunities for content.
Yeah,
and same thing. I used to do what's currently for sale, how many are pending, how many sold in the last X amount of days. You could say 90 days or 30 days.
Yeah,
the average dollars per square foot and the average days on the market. That's something similar to what I used to do. That's
perfect. Adding those 2 things, then I think will help.
Yeah.
And then it's the next thing kind of dives into the 3 questions to ask to discover the seller's motivation is what is prompting your move? How soon do you need to be there? And what will happen if you don't sell?
What will happen if you don't sell being the identifier, like how motivated is this person?
Correct. Will they turn it into a rental? Will they turn it into something else there?
Right.
And that was kind of diving into the FSBO side. There's like a lot of things you want to, there's an 8-week process to get into the FSBO side of things. You want to prepare and deliver CMAs, market updates, staging info, lender information, open house marketing material so they can try it themselves. The more you're in front of them, the more you're going to have an opportunity to, have the chance to get that listing from them.
Right.
And then they're diving into expired listings. And obviously the main reason any house wouldn't sell is location, condition, and price. If you got the right price and it's the worst location, it's going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Power lines, train tracks, or highway behind you, and a sinkhole, it'll still sell if you got the right price on it.
Right. Yeah, there's a price that every home will sell out there for.
Yes, exactly. There's a buyer for every property. It's just a matter of having it on the right price. And then, things that they want to know, you want to know your market, be the expert. So I think the more you can repeat the process in the neighborhoods, it's going to help drive the data in. And it's like, the average days on market, the average sales price, list to sales price ratio, number of homes sold, and number of active and under contract, which is what we just discussed. The listing presentation should be, getting to know you, why they should choose you, and the pricing of the home. That's really the main thing. And then always compare apples to apples. Don't just try and take all pool homes and then compare it to a non-pool home if that's what your market is.
Right. Yeah. And if you do, obviously, you got to make adjustments for that, like the appraisers do, and let the seller know that you're making that adjustment for those purposes.
And if there's no other non-pool home selling, you've got to use pool homes to comp it out and knock 20 grand or whatever the value is off for the pool.
The other thing it gave was a list of questions for the seller, that you can ask during a listing presentation, but also a list of questions for the seller to ask agents during an interview if they were to interview other agents. So,
yes.
One of the purpose of those questions is to highlight your own skills and experience.
Well, it's the top 10, and I'll run through some of them. What's the ideal outcome today? And you want to keep repeating the questions from them. Where are you looking at moving? What is your ideal time frame? Tell me how you feel about this move. What would happen if your home sold fast? Will the proceeds be used for the down payment? What would happen if your home did not sell, which is things we've talked about? Think about price, and then what's more important, time or price, and what would make our experience a 10 plus. And I had that last week. I had somebody say, "Look, bring your A game because I'm interviewing 4 people, so you got to go in full boat." You got to tweak your presentation to the person, not the opportunity, either one. But you got to tweak your presentation to that person there. And then how does someone work with you? Is it like it's the best way to communicate and stuff with them?
And a lot of this also, you know, we talked about it on another call, is being familiar with the DISC profile. So if those of, you know, if you're watching this and you don't have any familiarity with the DISC profile, you should do some research on it. Take a DISC profile assessment for yourself to determine which one you are. And then when you do that, the results will give you what type of personality you tend to have, and then how best to work with different types of other personalities. So that's when Todd says you can curtail your questions and your presentation to the personality of the seller, this is a way that you can do that. So it's really, in my opinion, really important to have this information, to have studied it at some point.
No, I think that's great to do. And like I'm still trying to learn DISC, you know, and I'm learning DISC right now, what lead generation is best for the certain profile per the agent. I know I'm a high D, but I'm not a guy who's going to pick up the phones and make calls as far as cold calling. But that's what high Ds do. So I'm like that medium road. You know, I want to learn that more. It is a cool talent if someone has that. You know, diving into the buyers, this is a little bit different. I mean, every market's a little bit different about buyer consults and stuff. You know, getting into buyer consultations, I think, is the main thing. You want to show them how it is to work with you, and then what to expect. You know, some of the things they talked about in the buyer package were copy the sales contract. So because like our market right now is still hot, I want to be able to just fill in the blanks, send it off, and then they send it back to me with no questions asked, just reviewing the numbers. If they get it and you got a deadline on the offer, they're asking about, hey, section line 3C, what does this mean? You know, whatever. And so that you've already gone over that with them. So they're just looking at making sure, you know, you guys have the price you discussed, that it's the escrow and the down payment's all correct, and the closing date's what you guys have discussed. Then it's just hit it and sign and send away.
That was a topic of one of our recent huddles. You know, what as a team, we were deciding what we want in our buyer consultation package. Yeah. And so this training that we're doing gives you a shortcut, because it has all of the, you know, it gives you a bunch of ideas, and then you choose what you feel is most important for your own consultation package.
Yeah, I mean, that was cool. I was watching the video yesterday. He had on there, he did the X buyer 1, buyer 2, or did the T, whatever, and talked about like what are the things you cannot have in a house that you will not have, you will not even look at it. And so it's getting those things there. Now, what of these 3 things you just told me are negotiable? You know, are you okay with a railroad track behind your house? You know, if it's like, if it had everything there and that was the only thing that was left, would you be okay with that? You know, so we can go show those, because I don't want to show you properties that don't have things that you don't want. You know, just because it's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms doesn't mean it's the right property for you.
I'm okay with train tracks if they're abandoned. Abandoned train tracks are okay.
That's a future walking trail.
Yes.
You know, and you want to talk to them about your buyer agreement, what it is to work with you, and show them that the buyer agreement, take it and rip it up in front of them. If we agree we're not meant to work with each other after a few showings, we rip it up. There's no contract. We're good. You know, what it is with, you know, the commission, how the commission works. Usually it's paid by the seller, but if it's not, this is what we charge. So it also puts in their head that if the agent's only paying $1, they owe you the other 3% or whatever your commission is you want on a listing. Now, 99% of the agents do pay or sellers pay a commission to the buyer's agent. But if you want 3% on all your transactions and only paying 2 or 2.5, well, the buyer understands upfront that they need to pay that other half point or point that's there.
Which is all about creating the business that you want out of real estate.
Yep.
You know, this business can be personalized, and you can structure it in a way as the boss of your own business, as you were just describing. One of the cool ideas is frequently asked questions. That, you know, will help so many buyers out by having a list of frequently asked questions that other buyers have asked in the past. It's just like you can hit those questions and boom, all of their questions are answered, plus several that they didn't even think to ask that they would have thought of later on. So if you can know what's going to happen ahead of time and just put it all out on the table, it's going to make you more efficient, be able to help you close more deals every year.
Yeah, I like that, because doing the FAQs and having the 2 or 3 pages of it, you don't need to get into full-on run-on sentences. Just, hey, what happens if you don't find me a home? Or, like, yeah, we rip the contract up, you go to the next one. Do you work other areas outside of the Longwood? Yes, I do. Do you have inspection recommendations? I mean, you find out all your FAQs, you're going to find those through doing buyer consults. And it's kind of like with our agents when we're putting them through training, the best way to learn the business is to fail forward. You're never going to become an expert unless you actually go out and do it. And so it's getting out and having the conversations, even role playing. And you and I could learn a lot from each other, tailoring our questions a little bit differently. Like you might ask it different than I do. And hey, that actually sounds better to ask it that way.
For the team leaders as well, I think this training is really valuable too, because for the team leaders, you can have all of this information together. When you're bringing agents onto your team, you have a well-oiled machine. You have all of these resources put together. Frequently asked questions would help a new agent also,
yes,
just as much as it would a customer. It would help a new agent just have all those answers on one sheet, part of their buyer consultation package. So
imagine that as part of your initial training. I think it's going to make a huge difference.
Yes.
So buyers was not as detailed as the sellers, because obviously the buyers are going to be calling off signs and other things. Obviously, our next couple of weeks is going to be out to how to find the business. I think next week this week we're working on open houses. So that'll be, the strategy there. We actually have Mr. Jeff Osborne coming in to teach us open houses on the 26th, what he does to collectively sell 30 homes a year just off open houses.
Yes, I can tell you one of the things he does is consistently scouts for open house opportunities.
Yes. He will find a way to fill his Saturdays and Sundays. And if he can do 2 a day, he would.
Yeah, one of the key things, one of the reoccurring ideas throughout the book and throughout successful real estate agents' experience is consistency. And whatever you do, when you're consistent, you 10x your results.
Yep.
So, next week is open houses. So we'll be recapping on that. Plus the bonus information from Jeff is always awesome.
Yep.
I think that's it for today, right?
That's it.
All right.
We are good. We're 2 days caught up. Perfect.
I'll be catching up with you later in the week. So everyone out there, have an amazing week this week. Make it an awesome win.
Yep, you guys do it. Win the week. Talk to you soon. See you later, Daniel.
Take care.